You spent your whole rant.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like the most beautiful rant I've ever heard in my life, right? Yeah. So tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a creator. I'm a creator of all things, and I'm a very optimistic person. Let's say I'm a very optimistic young man. How I describe myself, even that's on my Instagram, we could say I describe myself. I'm musical, I'm spiritual, and I'm visual. So, in all ways that people wish to connect with me, there's something that I create that is able to be consumed.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yeah, I believe in soulmates. I don't think that they're always romantic, and I don't think that I think we can have many of them running through multiple times. I think that they're just people that help us along our spiritual journey.
Explain.
So, to me, I think that we keep incarnating until we figure it out. A soulmate is somebody that helps you. Because even if we think about the word in of itself, a mate can be a friend, a mate can be a brother, a mate can be a partner, romantic, spiritual. There's many different qualities and classifications that could lead somebody to be your soulmate. Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah.
Valid.
I think that people come into our lives for certain periods. I don't believe anything is forever.
I don't think anything's.
I don't think
forever
everything's forever. Yeah.
I think the life is like so temporary. Like
Mhm.
like we all turn to dirt and ash and
Eventually.
yeah. So I think the beauty in life is that it ends. I think the beauty in life is that it's
Yeah.
temporary. I think the beauty in like friendships, the reason we hold it so dear is because like one day it's gonna go away. And I think you have to accept that the world is temporary, because if you don't, then you're gonna be so caught up in like life
So caught
itself,
up in
right? And
material
you're gonna think
things.
that like I have this thing forever, which in reality you don't.
You
so you have to
don't.
cherish it for the time that
Right.
you have, right?
Right.
I think everything's temporary. I think like I'm temporary, you're temporary.
Same,
This block is temporary.
Right.
This cafe is gonna shut down one day.
Right, right.
And then one day like my memory is gonna be temporary as well. Meaning like
mhm.
maybe my great grandkids will know me, but like after that they're gonna be like, who that? Maybe they'll know me from pictures.
Yeah.
Maybe the world will end. Like who knows, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's
Yeah.
there's some sort of beauty in that, and I love that. What'd you say is like your best piece of advice?
My best piece of advice is to believe in yourself. Always, like, question comes up quite a bit in life, and I think the only way for you to live your reality and to live your best life on this planet is to believe in yourself and to trust that you have the answers. On this journey, we're oftentimes so caught up trying to change others that we never look internally. So I think the greatest piece of advice that I could give to anybody listening to me is to change yourself. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and don't be too caught up with trying to convince others of other things. Just everything that you learn is for you to know. And then, yeah, everything that we learn is for us to know. So use that and change yourself so that you can be a light for others.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you pray?
Yeah, every day. To me, it's an internal thing where like, the kingdom is within you. The kingdom of righteousness, whatever you believe is within you. And all spiritual teachings point to that oneness, that stillness. Man, know thyself, As we talked about, like, okay, even for example, like the law of mentalism states that everything was in the mind first. Everything was mental. So somebody like thought, as I'm just looking at this bank right here, it's like somebody thought about it, what it would look like. Then some guy thought about a blueprint. Then some guy thought about building it. And then now here it is, I can touch it in my hand. So I feel as though it's like going into that and communing with that still voice within you.
What'd you classify your religion as?
I'm a spiritual person. I think I don't even really subscribe to organized religion. I just say I'm spiritual.
Do you grow up with organized religion?
Yeah, I grew up in a traditional Christian household, but I derive great teachings from the Torah, the Quran, as well as the Bible, which is ironic because that's my favorite book. My favorite book is the Bible. I always carry a copy with
Really?
me here. Yeah, at least now. This one was gifted to me, so I always carry it with me.
You read your Bible every day?
Yeah, I can't lie to you and say every single day. Maybe 5 days out of the week.
That's pretty good. That's more than hit the gym, so. That's pretty good. Would you say you're hashtag death to capitalism?
My hashtag. I think capitalism is modern day slavery. When the slave era, you had to pay for the room and board, but now we're slaves that pay for our own room and board. We all have friends and have lived that hustle culture, working like 80 hours a week to like grind so that we can get more money, so that we can pay the government more money.
As we should.
As we should, of course. Right?
All right. So I'm going to give you 45 seconds.
Okay.
All right. And you can think about it. But I'm going to give you 45 seconds to rant about literally anything you want.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Go.
I'm grateful. Thank you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my host, thank like just everybody who's been a part of my life, anybody who's ever helped me, given me any advice, anybody who's listened to any of the advice I've ever shared. Just the fact that like people are open and interesting to speaking to me is such a mind-blowing phenomenon sometimes that I just can't help but be grateful, be thankful, and just be excited about what it is that I'm sharing with the world. Through this journey of self-realization, it's been about a year of self-discovery. We've made a mixtape. We've made about 700 videos. We've written 14 books plus. There's a lot of things that we're working on, a lot of things that we're doing, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who's ever had any kind of inclination, who's ever believed in me, who's ever shared a kind word or a comment. Grateful, and I love you.
You're a great soul. That was great.
Thanks, man.
This man ranted about this. That was the most beautiful rant I've heard in my life. What would you say is your biggest regret?
My biggest regret, I would say, oh man, my biggest regret is not being truthful when I was dating as a younger man in university. I didn't always tell women the truth. I didn't always say what it was that I was feeling, you know? And then as a result of that, I hurt people's feelings. Instead of just being truthful and being like, hey, I'm looking for something more casual or I'm looking for something different than contemporary.
What would you say?
Yeah.
What would you say keeps you going?
The what keeps me going is the thought of a better tomorrow. The fact that like since I was a kid, man, since I've always been a youngster, I've always been like, okay, but like tomorrow is gonna be better though. And even when times are tough, even when I cry, even when nights are cold, like I'm still like, okay, yeah, but tomorrow's gonna be better. You know? It's like the night sky, right? When it's time for the sun to come up, there's no arguing, it's a new day. So it's like in the same sentiment, I think that like although there are dark days, the sun always comes out again and it knocks the moon right out of the sky.
Do you have any last words?
I would say to believe in yourself. I think that like, I don't want to say that I'm some kind of messenger or anything like that, but I literally live by a simple code. Well, I live my life without fear to encourage other people that they can do the same. There's nothing I'm doing that's special, nothing I'm doing that you can't do if you didn't want to do it. So I think my final closing remarks is that you can still be who you want to be. You can still be who you want to be.
I don't know. I think like you're one of like the most like beautiful souls that I've like sat down with and talked to. Like the way that you have that outlook on life is like it's clearly like you've been through stuff and
Thank you.
And I don't know. Like I think more people should be like you.
Thanks,
and,
man.
Like you spent your whole rant. Like that was like the most beautiful rant I've ever heard in my life, right? Like normally people are like, oh, I hate this, I hate that. And you just like
thanks, man.
The people that are most like grateful, like, I don't know, you're the definition of like humble, which is beautiful.
Thanks.
Like,
Thank you. Thank
your
you.
mom and dad raised you right.
Thanks, man. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you guys.